All right. I have been informed that our runners are ready, and we are gonna get that on the way. VVVVVV is a wonderfully fast-paced game, so this run will not be long. It's going to be a very intense race. And last time, Indy won their last race, so MetroidCrime is looking for that redemption this time. But without further ado, here's IndyVillain and MetroidCrime with VVVVVV.
Hey everybody, I am March TV and I will be commentating this amazing race between IndyVillain and MetroidCrime. Metroid, why don't you start off and go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm MetroidCrime. I speedrun this game. I started speedrunning this in March 2021, I believe. Is it 21? I don't remember. But I love this game so much, and I've convinced IndyVillain to run it, and now we race it. And it has a great soundtrack. I suggest playing this game casually, even. It rules. Indy?
Hi everyone, I'm glad to be here. Basically everything Crime just said. This game rules, and I play it because of her. So I'm so ready for this.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well I guess without further ado, shall I give you guys a countdown?
Sure.
Ooh. Yeah, I
Alrighty,
think so. Yeah, let's
so
go.
it'll be on go. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alrighty, so VVVVVV is a platformer game from 2010 made to look like a 80s era Atari sort of game. Very simple controls. We've got left, right, and flip. So there's no jumping, but we will flip by reversing gravity. When you flip, your feet must be touching the surface, and you can't flip again until you touch another surface, with some small exceptions. But right out of the gate here, we're going to be looking for a stop sign. This game is very, very, very heavy cycle.
No.
So Indy missed
I
it,
stopped.
but Crime,
Wow,
Crime
you coward.
chickened out.
You
So
coward.
she
I
does
did
have the
chicken out.
lead
Yeah,
right
I know.
now.
I know. I cowered it out. Ah!
But you know what? It's a race. We take some race safe strats,
Yep.
and it paid off this time. But we'll see how that goes as we progress through the race. So yeah, so very basic controls, easy to learn, difficult to master. Very heavy cycle-based game. So you'll see a lot of like moving objects that are. I think they all start when the screen loads. Like all the cycles will reset when you reset the screen, like leave the screen and come back. So there's gonna be a lot of very tight, trying to early cycle kind of shenanigans happening. Very close race still, and that will be both runners rescuing Violet.
I
Although
got
really, Violet
menued.
kind of rescues Swerveridian, by the way, is the name of our character.
Yep.
And that is level 1 complete. So one of the very interesting things about this as a speedrun is that after every level, you go back to your ship, so there's like four levels that you can navigate to, and you can take them in any order. And since you always come back at your ship, you can do the hardest ones first, or whatever you need to do. So both runners are going to be immediately going for Space Station 2, which is widely regarded as the most difficult level in the game, and you'll probably see why. And probably intended to get there later in the game. You have to do some exploring to get there. As you can see, we're kind of in like an open world now. This game is like kind of a Metroid style game. There aren't really power-ups or anything to get, but it is very open world, and you kind of explore and find which dungeons you want to do. So Crime is entering the Space Station 2. She picked up the first of 2 shiny objects that we'll be getting this run. Normally you have to go out of your way to get shiny objects, but that one is actually faster to get than taking the normal route. So this level has a lot of conveyor belts. The conveyor belts are constantly going to be pushing you in unexpected directions. Which on its own is hard enough, but this game has like momentum-based controls, so you don't instantly come up to full speed as you walk, and you don't instantly come to a stop when you stop, and kind of the conveyor belts add to that problem. So we're going to be going for Cloud Skip here. Very nice from Crime.
Yes.
Let's see if Indy gets that. Very nice from Indy. So we are
Nice.
very, very close. Both runners on the top of their game. So one of the things about that skip, and accidental death there from Crime on the lies, and then another
Dang.
death there from Indy. Oh, the lies are
both did
taking lives right now. Yeah, there's also there's some flip buffering you can do. So if you press and hold the flip button right before you land, you can you'll flip on the very first frame possible, and the runners will be using that to their advantage to do a couple tricks here and there. But very, very close, as you can see right now. And as it's the space station, oh, Crime jumped the gun just a little bit there.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
and
that's bad.
That's a lead change right there. That was a unfortunately very slow death there. Just barely jumped the gun because she was trying to use her momentum to clear those spikes, and it was just a little tiny bit too early. But still, we got plenty of race to go, plenty of mistakes to be made. So
yeah, I messed up and down under there.
So did I.
You also notice that there's a lot of these checkpoints. They're kind of on, I think basically every screen has a checkpoint, and that's Vitillery saved there by Indy and by Crime, both very, very close right now. Yeah, the checkpoints are pretty liberal, but of course to speedrun sometimes we don't want to hit them just because you have to go out of your way slightly to get them, but there's always kind of a risk reward where, if you don't grab a checkpoint and you die, you'll lose a lot more time. It's a little bit more cut and dried when you're doing runs because, usually death means dead run anyways. But in a race, there's more like, well, do I want to risk it and not get the checkpoint or not? And you can kind of see how that sometimes pays off and sometimes doesn't. So, So now we're heading into the tower. So the tower is actually an auto scroller, and it's one of the easier levels in the game. However, the next level, which is an intermission level, the character who comes with you depends on who you grab in the level before, and Vermilion has the least amount of conversation in that, so we like to come here. So Indy doing a death warp there. We're going to see 6 of those.
Hopefully.
So hopefully. So basically, you can grab the checkpoint and die at the same time, essentially, and that'll force the camera to move forward, which is a little bit of nice speed tech that will help advance through. Very nice there from Indy. I think there is a 7th, but it's task only. The thing is with these is that if you're early, you just die and you lose a ton of time. If you're late, you don't gain any time because there's a little pause when you die. So if you're late, you don't really gain any time overall. So it's a little tricky. I think we actually do have a time for one quick donation if we have anything, or an announcement if you have anything to talk about.
Sure. I have a donation from Drywall. He donated $10. It says, very proud to have been a part of this marathon. Thanks to everyone for putting this on and all the runners for speed gaming for a good cause. That's a great donation.
Yeah, thank you so much. We had an unfortunate death there from Indy, and kind of the part where maybe you might want to relax a bit too much, but that he still is in the lead, but not by a huge margin. Crime is right on his heels as we rescue Vermilion and go into our first intermission.
Stopping before that spike wall was difficult.
Oh, yeah.
This next level I'm dreading it, honestly.
Yeah,
I'm also dreading
it. I'm so
it.
excited. I'm excited.
Oh, gosh.
So in this level, so Vermilion is our little red guy. He will only walk. He always walk towards Viridian, our player character, and only when our feet are on the floor. So we have to kind of finagle him through this little maze, basically. Kind of like a little logic puzzle, but it's going to get tough in this next section. So remember, we do have some momentum, so there's sliding physics, and that applies to Vermilion as well. So as we slide off here, we got to make sure not to slide too fast so he doesn't fling into those spikes. You can see Indy taking a little bit cautiously there. Crime being a little bit more bold, and then now here's the really tricky section. Indy's going for top route here, very, very difficult. Crime says screw
I'm
that.
giving up on it.
Both going for bottom route. It's like nearly pixel perfect trick they were going for. Very difficult. So yeah, it's not surprising.
I didn't even get close that time.
He's been very good at getting it. I just died in bar room.
Bad death there from Crime. You can just barely clear that, but if you hesitate even a little bit, it can be a problem. And now they're both in falling behind, which is basically a troll room. There's not a whole lot going on here, but that will wrap up intermission 1. Both runners neck and neck. Anyone's game. And don't forget, everything, no matter what the lead is, everything can definitely change when the Gravitron comes.
Yes.
Which is
That's absolutely true. That is absolutely true. There's
other runners.
Sorry,
what
go
was
ahead.
that?
Go ahead.
Oh, it's just saying now the runners are making their way over to the warp zone. Are you guys going to say hello to Vermilion or not?
I'm not going to.
No, Vermilion kind of messed me up there a little bit. Sorry, Vermilion. Not today.
Give him the cold shoulder when he doesn't behave, so that's okay. But now we're heading into the warp zone. As you can see, there's some warping going on. Besides these warp blocks, we're also going to see some clever screen wrapping, kind of like a Pac-Man asteroid sort of deal, where sometimes you have to figure out which avenue wraps the screen and which avenue takes you to the next screen. So you'll kind of see that more as we get into the level. Technically, we're still in the overworld at the moment, but they're going to wrap the screen here a couple times. It looks like you're just falling infinitely, but actually you are navigating a little maze, and now Indy is into the level proper, and Crime is right behind. So you can kind of see now that you kind of wrap and fall in unexpected ways. Of course, these runners know exactly where they're going, so they should have no problem navigating. The question is, of course, the cycles. This is a very cycle-heavy level, tons of nasty, mean entities that you have to avoid. The maze navigating is pretty straightforward. As you can see, these runners are blasting right through it, no problem. So Indy in the ascending room there with the flip buffer gets through it easy peasy. It's kind of a pain in the butt casually if you don't know that you can just buffer a flip there. Into the boo room. I believe that's what you guys call it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The boo room, yes.
The boo room.
Absolutely.
And now some more cycles. Indy's coming up into the heart room pretty soon, I do believe. Yes, the heart room is famous.
I'm going
for
too
killing
fast.
runs. Says he's
I
going
had to
too
slow
fast.
down there. I was gonna
Broken
die.
heart
Oh,
room.
no.
Oh, just a bit too fast here in the broken heart room.
I also
but Crime
died.
dies in broken heart too.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I got
We got a
rejected.
Bad
scramble
cycle,
going on
bad
now.
cycle, bad cycle.
Yeah, this is one of the problems. You can't reset the screen on
Yep.
the heart room. So if the cycle gets messed up, you can lose a lot of time. So both runners scrambling there in the heart
Wow.
rooms, but
That was rough.
still very, very close. And now we're going into the second intermission, aka
still neck
the
and neck.
Gravitron.
Still neck and neck, even though we both messed that up
I hate
badly.
this. I hate this.
Oh, I love it. I love it. This is exactly what I always want to see.
Swapping, I know. Please.
All right, so Gravitron. So the Gravitron, we're going to be bouncing up and down and avoiding bricks that come flying at you for 60 seconds. So every 5 seconds, we're going to hit a checkpoint, and the pattern itself will change every 10 seconds. So the first 20 or 30 seconds of it are fairly regular. I think they don't know exactly where the bricks are going to come, but they know the general pattern at least. But once we get around sub 30 seconds, is where things are going to get real wild. Unfortunate death there from Crime. Yeah, this is where the nerves start picking up, and especially because it's kind of later in the run. There's no way to get here early, so it's always a very dramatic time. Just trying to watch both runners here. So Indy's in the tougher part where things are very, very random. Crime taking another death there. And
Brutal.
Indy is through the 20-second mark, so now things get a little bit more predictable with this pattern. As you can see, these bricks move just slightly faster than we can, so you always have to kind of make a judgment call if you want to try to get in front or behind. Another death there from Crime. A very late death
Terrible
there from
death.
Indy.
That was terrible.
Just barely above the 5-second check mark. But looks like he's hopefully going to get through
Bad
the rest of
grab.
this. Oh, that was so close. Okay. So Indy is out. Crime is
Yeah.
still wrestling with the 10
Yeah, I think I forgot to
mark.
put my Gravitron shoes on today.
Oh, Indy
honestly.
had the shoes
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, he had the
Yeah.
shoes today, yeah.
That's a shame. Last 5 seconds for Crime here. And Crime is through. If you die at that point, it gives it to you. All right, so both runners now off to the lab. The lab is generally considered to be the easiest in the game. I think it's also, I think you guys both kind of find
It's my
it to
favorite
be
level.
the funnest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And also
it's my
best
favorite.
soundtrack, honestly.
And
my
best
opinion,
NPC.
In this modest commentator's opinion, it's the second best song, but it's a very, very good song. So the gimmick of this level are these strings that reverse gravity automatically when you touch them. I think you're probably kind of expected to be here before the Gravitron, because the Gravitron uses that same gimmick. Ooh, unfortunate
Bad
death there
death.
from Indy.
Yeah.
A surprising place to die. Maybe letting Crime make her way back into this. They're still pretty
I
darn
hope so.
close.
Wow, you're gonna hate me when you see this VOD back, Graham.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
Oh,
I
Lord.
just chickened out of doing my own trick
Oh,
properly.
wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Yep. Enjoy ribbing me for that later.
Yep.
But Indy getting the big bounce here. We'll see Crime going for the big bounce. There's a lot of big bouncing going around here, but it's coming up right now. Skipping all those
There we
spikes.
go.
Easy peasy.
By the way, I did. Oh, no. Okay. Well, I'm
Oh,
glad I grabbed that
excellent.
checkpoint.
Very good. Yeah, you normally
Okay.
don't
Woo.
grab that. I don't
Yeah,
think,
no,
do you?
no, I don't.
Wow. And then, so coming up, we're going to have the vibrating string problem room, which Crime breezed right on through. Kids his age bounced, also breezed through. I missed how it went for Indy, but looks like it went about the same, given that
He's out, yeah.
the gap is still about the same. And Indy has rescued Victoria, and we'll be heading on to the final level. Already, this run goes by so quick. It's actually kind of crazy how fast this goes.
It may look like I have a fairly decent lead at the moment, but Crime is much better at finale than I am, so I am very nervous right now.
We'll see.
So the final level, it kind of brings back all of the gimmicks from all the various levels. So we've got, the screen wrapping from Warp Zone, we've got the lines from the lab, we've got conveyor belts from Space Station, so on and so forth.
No.
Still very cycle heavy. Unfortunate death there from Indy on the yes blocks, which I think have always been a little bit problematic. Making our way through here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Messed up
unfortunate
pillars.
death there. Yeah. Crime is making her way back into this run for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have time for a few donations?
Yeah, I think we could get a quick donation in if you have time.
Zello donates $25 and says, "Shoutouts to Crime and Indy for breaking my wallet with the Gravitron."
Excellent.
Happy by 3 donates $25 and says, "Pressure Cooker, best song in Triple W. $5
Damn.
per grav death as promised."
Oh wow, that's awesome, guys.
Nice. Thanks,
Thank
Sal.
you very much.
So Indy is in Time Slip. This is an infamous room for killing runs. Got through it very nicely though. Oh, unfortunate death in Three's Company. Another death in Three's Company. Oh my goodness, this is like Nerves room. It's
Yeah.
You don't have nerves. It's
I just
easy.
line
Oh,
skipped.
you just glitched.
I'm gonna kill my
I just took
character.
a death there as
Yep.
an accidental glitch there through the line, but for a race we're gonna be fine with just a little death penalty there.
Yeah.
Oh, Crime is still right behind. Oh, unfortunate death in Three's Company.
Oh my god, please. I haven't had a
Oh,
problem with Three's
no.
Company in so long.
Yeah, it's like the Nerves room.
Yeah.
Bless Heaven's Gate.
One of those
Thank
things
you.
you get it in practice every time, and then when the nerves are high, it's so hard to get through. Indy in the final challenge, which is not the final challenge, despite
Yeah,
the
he's
name,
out. Damn. GG.
But now
GG.
that's gonna about do it.
Heaven's
And
going
time is
cooperated with
coming
me, too.
up.
Yeah,
Indy.
I was very fortunate that I got that first try. I get stuck there a lot. It is a bad, bad room.
And time for Indy there. Very close race. You can see Crime is just right on his heels. It was really
There we go.
quite the scramble there, but that'll be 2-0 in Indy's favor.
I
so-
know. Ah, GG though. GG.
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 Yeah,
GG.
GG, absolutely.
Great run from both runners. That was a lot of fun.
It got sloppy there in the last couple levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just going as fast as I could.
Same number of deaths.
Mhm.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh, did we have the same number? Just wow.
Yep.
Wow, wow,
neither,
wow.
neither of us got 6 deaths in
I
tower.
know.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's embarrassing.
That's very funny.
That's okay. That's the ideal. What you want is the hardest rooms for you to have 6 deaths in tower, because those are all
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. GG, Crime. GG.
GG, Indy.
Thank you so much, March, for commentating
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, yeah.
My
This was
pleasure. It was a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime.
But yeah, thank you all so much for donating, for watching. I'm MetroidCrime. You can find me at twitch.tv/MetroidCrime. I play other speed games. Come check me out. Indy?
I'm IndyVillain. You can find me at twitch.tv/IndyVillain or at Lady Arcaders. I work behind the scenes over there, and you should come check us out.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Lady Arcaders. It's founded by MetroidCrime. It's a really cool group.
Yeah. And March?
Yeah, you can find me at March_TV on Twitch. So, yeah.
Yay. Yay. Thank you all so much for watching. Looking forward to the rest of the runs today.
All right. Thank you, MetroidCrime and IndyVillain, for giving us a wonderful VVVVV race. It was very close. I really enjoyed watching it, and I'm enjoying the stream so far. Just a quick reminder, we do have some incentives that you can put your donations for: the eggplant % for Spelunky and the adopt a pet % for Stardew Valley. We do have a few quick donations. Zokubun donated $25. Says donating $5 for each Gravitron death for each runner. Not sure who they are again, but fantastic commentary by March. And of course, let's help some wonderful kids get some very good dogs. Pippi in a top hat donates $5. Either I'm donating $5 for each of Indy's deaths or $1 for each total death. Either way, good job, Gravitron friends. And Dr. Gene Bean donates $5. I'm here for the legendary enamel commentary and to support gamers and a good cause. Up next, we have Ape Out. It's a 4-way race in a procedurally generated game, I've been told, so I'm looking forward to that. The runners are currently getting ready, so we will wait for them. But in the meantime, chill with me. And again, good morning and good evening to my friends across the sea. I am OE Gamer, and I am happy to be here. It's a wonderful day here for Multithon. We have a host of good games waiting for you. I'm personally excited for the Mirror's Edge Any % 2 players 1 controller. We've also got Celeste, Lockout Bingo later on today. You can expect a good run on that. A couple of these games I've never heard of, like Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, although the name to me sounds very good. And I am looking forward to seeing what it's going to be like. We also have Superliminal later on today with all collectibles. And I have seen that run, and that is a very fun run if you are around to watch it. Let's see. We also have a skin bit war for Celeste, although I believe that is finished. I will double check and make sure before I give you wrong information, because I do not want to do that. We are up to $1,540 so far. Our new goal is $3,000. I think we can do it, considering we got very close to halfway there yesterday. But I think it'll be wonderful. Your next runners are Osmorn Akirawa, Bowden, and Devil Squirrel. I don't know a few of them, but I have had the opportunity to interact with Osmorn a few times, and they're a very good runner. But I would not put money on this race because I have a feeling it's going to be very close. Although Ape Out is a game I've never heard of. But that's okay. You don't have to know every game in the world. Oh, I believe our runners are getting ready to join me here very soon. And so we shall see. Alright, just a little bit more time for our runners before they're ready to start. So I will tell you, we are very close to that eggplant run. At 122 out of $150 for Spelunky. And I'll tell you a little more about that. So the eggplant is gained from a gift box. And what I've been told, they can break very easily. But if we can get that all the way to the end boss, the very, very final boss, turns into an eggplant. Which kind of reminds me of the eggplant wizard from Kid Icarus, which also was a one-hit kill. But it's a very, very long chain, I've been told. And think it'll be very fun to see how our runners handle the chain of dropping items and getting other secret items and getting the eggplant all the way from where they get it to the very final boss. And I think you guys are going to want to see that final boss turned into an eggplant. Because what's funnier than having this big in-game boss, the big bad, just defeated so easily. As far as the adopt a pet percent for Stardew Valley, everybody needs a pet. I think that'll be a good thing there. We're at 185 out of $250 for that. You have about 11 hours for the Stardew Valley adopt a pet and about 8 hours for Spelunky.